Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Since we are at a point in this game where people are going to have like their opinions on the current situation of this game, I think I'll give my 2 cents on it. Usually for these types of videos, guys, I don't like to further escalate how I already feel about the game, right? And nor am I personally curious about what other people think, because what comes from me comes from me. Like when I say certain things about the game, the influence doesn't come from elsewhere. I just say what I'm feeling, this and that, right? So when we do these reaction videos, maybe today we'll do Vizeh, maybe tomorrow we'll do Nyx. And there's a lot of people that have made reaction videos to, I guess, the boycotts and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys want, we can react and see where people's mindset is at, because you guys know me. If I disagree with what the person is saying, then I'll just hardcore say I disagree with it. If I agree with it, then I'll say I agree with it. For the people that watch these videos, don't take what I say to heart, quote unquote. Just be a man, basically. Don't take what I say to heart, but just know that I am the type of person that is a very critical person. Okay, like if I think what you're doing is dumb or good or whatever, like I will say it. Like I'm just that type of guy, right? Like if something is really stupid, I feel the need to have to say it, right? That's why I do what I do for FIFA. It's not like I'm toxic, or in the person's eyes I'm toxic because I'm just a toxic person. No, I actually want to play a good football simulator and just stream the game and just create content on a video game like a normal person. I am not about drama. I could not care less what other content creators do, right? But if they do something in a video like this that I disagree with, then I will let you know. If that said content creator hates me because I mentioned that I don't like it, that's honestly on their mentality. I couldn't care less. I just say what I say. Like I said, don't take what I say to heart, okay? It's just the way that I think. You can do whatever you want with that information, okay? So let's get started with the Vizeh video.
It's been nearly 5 months.
And I have no audio. Why don't I have audio?
Since my last EA video.
There we go.
And it feels good to be back, baby.
What do you say?
It's been nearly 5 months since my last EA video.
Good for you, Vizeh.
It feels good to be back, baby. In the last 48 hours, drama has ensued in the FIFA community more than you could have ever believed, and it is about time. As someone from experience that spent nearly a decade making FIFA content, the vast majority for the last 5 years was absolutely trash, and I knew that. I did the same video every single year, but with a different FIFA name on it. FIFA 14, but it's in 2019, 2020,
I used to talk to Vizeh back in the day, and like I used to tell him the same thing. Like I've had few conversations with Vizeh, but I like him. I think he's a good kid, and he understands the game was garbage, you know. So
2021, 2022, the same video but with a different title, and that's what happens with most FIFAs these days. With how
oh yeah, no, if we do content for next year's game, it'll be garbage as well for sure, 100%. But football content creation wise for a video game, unless a game like UFL comes in clutch, and like you're just going to be with FC, basically. Like there's not really much going to be done there, right?
how many icon packs there is, and no one actually cares one bit. I speak from experience, and I am someone that has been a FIFA content creator for nearly a decade, and I'm incredibly lucky. Lucky is the key word. I am lucky that I've been able to expand out from the FIFA scene to a much more broader footballing community. And I thank you every single day that I...
Yeah, no, you could definitely do that from FIFA to the footballing community, 100%. I've taken that step a little bit with some videos, like talking about like real life football. And honestly, like some of those videos have actually done really well. If we continue to do it, especially to do well. But yeah, no, it's just, for me, it's like I'd rather just do the football video game thing. But trust me, I've gone to a point where it's like we could lead in that direction at some points, you know. But we'll see what the future holds, you know.
I no longer need,
because having any faith in EA fixing things is like, that was dead in FIFA 17 December. I was like, that's the last straw for me. And then like I just do content now for YouTube
to go and make FIFA videos, because I don't care about it. No other content creator cares about it. None of them do. None of them,
if they say they do, they're out of their minds,
enjoy playing a game. And I can speak from experience after talking to these guys at these events, at EA Pro Player events, on DMs, on my live streams. I talk to these people. It's a job, and they got rent to pay, they got bills to pay, they got families, they got children. Completely get that.
Which at the end of the day, we got to be grateful for, guys, because we can't be ungrateful, because this is a very privileged situation. You do work to get to this situation, absolutely, right? You guys, if you guys see how many videos I have on the YouTube channel, I have over like I think I have over 3,000, maybe. Like, you could check yourself. I have no idea, but you work yourself to a point where you got yourself to a position where you're in a situation where you can make content like this 100%. Like, you have to be grateful for it. At the end of the day, even though I hate EA with a passion, it was their game that brought this sort of living for me. And I'm only appreciative of only that specifically. Okay. So that I will never, but there will be no situation where I don't talk about the poor things in your game. That's just not going to happen.
Completely get that. And in the last 48 hours, there's been a massive drama over a certain content creator called Nick Run the Foot Market. You've likely heard of him. Good friend of mine, respect him massively. Nick Run the Foot Market 2 days ago put out a tweet, a quite long one, but with quite a simple message. Enough is enough, and the community should actually come together as an actual gaming community and do what is best for the game and for ourselves, which is, we want a better game. I no longer play FIFA. I think I had it at the start of the year. My management agency that I'm with, they gave me a code for free, so I was like, all right, sure, and I gave it a go for the first couple of weeks. The best part about FIFA this year is Evolutions. Evolutions,
and my boy L2 guy from the menus.
I wouldn't even think about it if it wasn't for Evolutions. That's the only thing that makes me think, okay, I could actually see why people would play it. Because the idea of you being Derby County fan, Burnley fan like myself, Birmingham City, just a normal club that's not a top 6 club, right? The idea that you can actually make your team of your players and you can evo them to, decent ratings, that's a really cool concept. Something that we've been needing for a long time.
The only problem that I have with this concept that I have to mention is that a lot of these players, because of how linear the meta is in this game, a lot of these players that you're actually upgrading from the top or from the bottom to the top, because they don't have certain base characteristics and they're just upgrading cards that don't have base characteristics into cards, like, when it's like when you're upgrading these cards to just be competent in the game, but this game like requires such meta just for you to do like normal stuff, you know what I'm saying? So some cards like come out of nowhere and their evolutions are like 99 rated and they're actually amazing, but a lot of the times, because they don't have those certain base characteristics that EA does do on cards, right, they can have like 99 for stats and it's almost irrelevant, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how the game is now. But if this was back in like FIFA 15 and we had evolutions during that time period, that game was still garbage, by the way. It's because they still had inconsistent gameplay. I used to rant about it every day. Inconsistent gameplay makes every year of FIFA garbage. But in the best version of gameplay in FIFA 15, if we had evolutions, it would have been a crazy concept, because upgrading those cards to higher tier cards would have been amazing. But in this year's game, they do a little brainwashing for the people that play the game, because they think they're giving them cards that are actually meta, but they're not. Okay, you can, like I said, you could give them 99 stats in certain areas and they still won't perform a certain way because they don't have those base characteristics transferring over to an upgraded version of their card, right? For some cards, depends who it is, right?
And that's by far the best part of the game, without a doubt. Without that, God knows where we'll be. Nick's message in that tweet was simply, get the community to unite together, to actually make a stand, to actually try to make some statement to EA who makes the game. Now, there's one key issue with that, right? And I get the issue completely, and I put this out myself the morning afterwards. The main key issue is when it comes to money, a lot of content creators, their entire livelihoods rely on FIFA and opening packs and doing content based on the game. Streams on the game, opening share plays. Now, in my opinion, do I think that's good content? No. Doing share plays is not content. Opening up your stream at 6 in the evening to go open up other people's packs for half an hour to an hour to then go end the stream to make a video on it, that's not content creation. Opening other people's packs to then show it off on your YouTube and pretend you care about it is not content.
The pretend I care about it is a big no-no for me, because I way too often when I do those like SBC share plays, people will, if you guys have ever watched, like if you go to like the TikTok comment section or the YouTube comment section, like somebody will get R9 and then they expect me to overreact to that R9. I've told you guys for many years I'm not the overreacting type when it comes to like the packs and stuff in the game, because the game is a yearly release. If I packed a knife in CS:GO, like I spent $100, which to be fair, CS:GO's pack opening for their knives is like really crazy too, right? But let's say for instance I spent $100, and then for me on a personal level, I actually got a knife that was like worth like 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000, 10K, whatever, right? Then the reaction makes more sense because I literally just made a profit on the money that I just spent for something that I was going to do because that's my hobby anyways. You know what I'm saying? But when people expect me to react to getting someone R9 on their account, it's the most cringe thing ever. And I used to tell this to people all the time, that the only reason, and again, this is no offense to anybody, but this is what it is. This is the situation, okay? The only reason why you have this mindset is because you've watched content creators in the past overreact to somebody else's rewards, which is incredibly stupid to do, okay? And it's the only reason why you do it is because it's the YouTube meta way of doing things, which is cringe, right? But the thing is, right, is that so for my content on YouTube, it does rely on the live content, right? However, you guys know I do way more than those SBC packs. Like I try to do like the tactic videos. I try to do the player reviews on a consistent basis. Like that's me actually playing the game, right? So from the 3,000 plus videos that I have, a very, very small percentage is the share play stuff. And you guys can even see it yourself on the YouTube channel if you really want to, right? Do I agree with the concept that, you know, share playing people's packs and SBCs is very lazy content, very garbage content? Absolutely it is. I have no problem with it being one of, and I've mentioned this many times, I don't have no problem with it being one of the contents, but nowadays it is the main content, is opening store packs from people, opening share plays from the SBC that they release. It has nothing to do with the actual gameplay. Like if I were to go into my Discord right now and say, hey, who has rank 1 foot champs rewards? People have no care in the world to actually watch a person get to rank 1. They just want to see the rewards of rank 1 and then call it a day, just to feed that addiction part that they have. You know what I'm saying? Do I personally like this sort of content? No. I like Road to Glories, you know, when you don't spend money, especially. I started a Road to Glory this year where I did like a first owner Road to Glory that I did not continue because the gameplay on console is completely cooked from. Like on PC, there's moments where it's actually playable, but the core mechanics still suck. So it's still a stressful experience to begin with, right? But then there's days where it's like, it's horrible, just as bad as console, or not just as bad as console, but like slightly above, like better than console, you know, like not like by a big difference, but it's still pretty bad. And if I started the RTG on the PC account, maybe I would have continued doing that sort of content, which in my opinion, would not be lazy content, right? But that is something that I did try to do this year, and it did well. I didn't stop doing that content because the views were low. No, the views were really good on that because it was basically like the first time for my audience to just watch me play the game normally and grind out an account normally, right? If I were to do this like next year, if it's FC or if it's another football game, because there's other football games coming out, I like the concept of getting first owner and then that card just being mine and then just grinding with that card, right? That's just how it is for me. Is it incredibly difficult to do when you're grinding SBCs and stuff? Absolutely, especially in this game. But I agree with him wholeheartedly about like that being the main content, and it is lazy content, right? Because it's literally like half an hour to an hour and a half of your day, and then you just call it a day. You know what I'm saying? And that's the direction that EA wants you to head towards, unfortunately. But yeah, no, the store pack situation, I'm just completely against that. It's one thing if you do that as one of your contents, but the whole thing it's cringe for sure. In my opinion, for sure it is.
It's not content, and that if that is your form of content, in my own honest and humble opinion, you will not get anywhere. Like they will be.
That's wrong. You will. That's the meta of the game right now. Is them wanting to do menu stuff. That I disagree with because that is the meta. I tell my thumbnail guy all the time that like the meta of YouTube FIFA right now is making like good concept videos, right? So people like Chuffsters, for instance, like Danny Aarons used to make these a lot as well. These really good concept videos, those are going to be the videos that do really well. And then it's also going to be like your typical stuff, like if you do a good Road to Glory, like Boris does a fantastic Road to Glory. Fuji does a really good Road to Glory. Nep does his own Road to Glory. Like that's really good content as well, too, in my opinion, right? Like there's a lot of things that you can do. The only reason why I limit myself, especially for this year's game, is because of my dislike for the gameplay specifically in the game and the way that the game modes are set up. It doesn't make sense for you to grind consistently, you know?
a limit in terms of what you can do, and only over time you will see your numbers dwindle, because in theory no one is watching it for you. People are only there for the packs, and unless you are someone like a pie face that has a personality outside of the packs, which he absolutely does, then you're gonna
The thing is though, is that this is like a yearly occurrence. Like, it's consistent that that's the content that they want to produce nowadays. Like, it was the same thing back in the day too. Like, I'm sorry to say, but if you do pack openings back in the day, it lasted a good amount of time. He's not entirely wrong though, because there have been content creators that used to do pack opening stuff specifically, and the channels like don't do as well because the personality side of things didn't really transfer over, which I completely understand. That's why it's like a good test to do certain forms of content and to see if it gets any sort of views, because that's like the personality side of things transferring over. Because like, for instance, I've done like football discussion videos about like real life games, and then some videos got like 16k, sometimes it was 20k, sometimes it was 5 or 6k. And honestly, for YouTube, that's actually such a big deal to get that sort of audience for those videos, because that means that people actually like you for your personality, which is, I think, a really big deal when it comes to content creation. But I think that if you are a FIFA content creator and you have a personality that people like, and FIFA itself as a football game is a good game, you just blow up that way, right? And for me, I definitely feel like the game, in my opinion, held me back from being that sort of content creator, because the game was garbage every single year. And I personally was not willing to grind through the garbage like other people were, and they deserve full credit for doing it, right? But I just wasn't that type of person to be willing to do that. But it still got the YouTube channel to a certain point where we upload videos that I don't even deem that like crazy, and they still get like 10, 11k. And honestly, like, that's amazing, right?
only limit yourself into one single box. Pack opening guy, share player guy. For me, I find this type of content to be absolutely bottom of the barrel, because it has no creativity whatsoever and there's no unique element to it at all.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure people will be angry with me saying that.
No.
Good thing I don't
it's truthful. Even the people doing it will tell you that you're right, 100%.
Be my friend.
But it's easy money, right? It's easy money, and it's the meta of the game, because people are addicts and they like to open the packs and they like to see the shiny stuff coming up and stuff. Like, that's what it comes down to.
Before someone was
like I said, if it's one of the forms of content, sure. All of the forms of content, no, it's cringe for sure.
We did this video back in these days. Yes, it was videos. My FIFA videos, especially in the last 3 years, was complete garbage. Complete garbage. None of it was entertaining. None of it was good. I hated the person I was, because I had no pride in anything I made. As a creative, you want to be proud of the content you create to actually make some sort of impact to people. What is your impact in the world playing and making FIFA content just to opening packs? And let's get into that more specifically. The gambling element. Now you may say, it's not gambling because you know exactly what the pack's going to get. Look, yeah, if you are a content creator, your entire content is based on share plays and opening the store packs, you, in my opinion, is as complicit in normalizing gambling to younger people and your community. You are complicit in that. You're normalizing it. And if that is your content, it is your responsibility that every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, to remind your audience that this is stupid, this is my job, I make money back from my content to open these packs. Do not do this. I don't think that is good content. I still think that it's a stupid...
I told you guys every single year, I don't like FIFA points. I don't know if you guys saw this tweet, because you guys probably are not on my Twitter. I tweeted this out recently. This one right here, and this was me responding to Foot Economist, who I think works there now, right? But this is back in like 2018, where I say, I think it's pointless to spend FIFA points on this game in general. EA don't deserve this extra money they get for this poor excuse of video game. This is 2018, okay? This during that time period, it was more for me talking about like inconsistent gameplay than it was core mechanics. Like, they had really bad like core mechanics during this year, or during these years as well, but it was the inconsistent gameplay that made me really hate the game, right? But it's okay, because during this time period, that's when I rotated to YouTube work. The only time that I did a lot of work, honestly, and I haven't done it this year at Transfer Market, I have footage for Transfer Market cards that I have not edited, because I just don't feel the motivation to be honest with you, compared to like last year. Because if you guys watched the way that player reviews work for Transfer Market cards, is that if they get like 4, 5, 6, 10k views in like the first week or two, it's actually very solid, because by the end of the year, when EA releases all of these like upgrade packs, people will start to pack these cards more and more and more, right? And that's when the views for those videos actually progressively get higher and higher. So if a player view for me gets like minimum 15k views, it was worth the post, right? Or I would even say 10k views, it was worth the post, right? For the work done, and then the editing, and then just posting the intro and outro and all that stuff, right? But I just haven't done it for this year's game, because this year's game is very similar to me to FIFA 19 in regards to distaste for the gameplay and the lack of game modes to do it. Because guys, I honestly have to like go on different people's accounts just to always constantly have the ability to play foot champs, because there's days where people have like the top tier meta cards in the elite division, and I do the reviews in the elite division, and it's just very like demoralizing, because I face the same exact person all the time willing to do these garbage mechanics on a consistent basis, and it's very draining, right? So that's why I always like make it a point to people, like, if you have foot champs qualities, that would be the best, bro. Even if we had like division 1 from back in the day where the matchmaking was division 3 to 1, like even that would be fine, right? But to face someone willingly doing the garbage all the time is just not, it's just not for me, right? Oh, sorry. But yeah, no, like the FIFA point situation, you guys can do whatever you want with your life, right? 100%. You could do whatever you want with your life. I'm not your father, okay? But I am on a personal level against FIFA points, because EA does not deserve extra money from the player base for a game that is not good gameplay and game mode wise, right? If this was a situation like Fortnite and I had a creator code, right? For my creator code, I would not mind promoting it, not just because of the money situation, but because I believe Fortnite's actually a good video game, right? So it would be a hand-in-hand thing where it's like, I don't feel like garbage promoting something that, you know, I don't believe in because the game is in a horrible state. That's the thing that the guys at EA don't understand, is that content creators, if they're not idiotic, they would actually not mind promoting the use of FIFA points in your game if the pack weight was actually fair and if your game was actually good, because then people can do whatever they want with their money. I'm not going to tell you, hey, you work this job, you shouldn't be spending this much, right? Although in this game, it's very predatory, right? It's very predatory in FIFA because of the way that it works for you to spend money on this game, and how they don't have like an accumulative system of like, hey, you spend this much, at some point you'll get this. It has none of that, right? Like I play mobile games that have that. And so I have games that are like morally very, very wrong that still have a better system than what EA has in the game, especially for a game that only lasts 1 year. That's not a yearly consistently updated game. Like for instance, I play Mobile Legends on the app, or on the phone, or on the iPad, and I like that game, right? So if I were to spend money on the game, like let's say I put $100 on it, which I don't, but let's say I put $100 on the game, it's not something that I would feel morally like wrong to do, because my $100 at least is going towards something. And it's a game that is out for that game's been out for years. It's the same game, but in FIFA it's 1 year and you're done, right? That's why when we do Road to Glories and stuff, we always promote the use of no FIFA points, first owner stuff, you know, grinding through the SBCs and stuff. But yeah, pack openings with FIFA points and stuff, no chance.
Way to make a business and my business is to give EA thousands upon thousands of pounds in the hope that I will make money back in return from my YouTube or my streaming or my sponsors or whatever else. If you want to know why I feel so strongly about this, right? Because when I did my video a year and a half ago about the gambling in EA, how EA targets young children to gamble, I had hundreds of emails, DMs, tweets, comments from you guys telling me about the same story time and time again, about how you guys were 12, 13, 14, 15, that you go on FIFA, if it's FIFA 12 or FIFA 15 or FIFA 19, and you took your parents' bank account because their bank card was on your Xbox, right? Because they had to pay for your if it's PS Plus or Xbox Live Gold, and you had to go and use that card, and you thought, if I just put £8 on Microsoft points, right, or FIFA points, they may not notice. And you do that once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, when there's a new promo. Happy hour, that's what it used to be called back in the day, right? So many people spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds of their parents' money because of opening packs. And I was the same person. I spent £600. I think I've said the story 2 times on YouTube. Back in FIFA 13, I spent £600 on my dad's bank account, and every single week or two I put on the £16 or the £8 or the £16 or the £8, he's not going to notice. One day he's going to realise, what's all these transactions to Microsoft doing on my account here? What's going on? Scrolls down, there's more and more of them. I got my ass beat, right? And I learned a very valuable lesson, and I thank him each day for doing it, because I learned that, well, number one, stealing of your family is disgusting. And I realised,
100%.
not only me, but by all these emails and all these comments, everyone else is doing it. And I guarantee as a kid, you little shit, I guarantee you have done that as well. If it's right now or last year, and your parents may not know yet, and you're hoping that they don't realize one day that you have been doing it, guaranteed. Now, is that completely responsible on the content creators? Now, you may say that's really unfair to put the burden on them. And of course, the burden is, of course, on the parents more than it is content creators online. But I do think that they should hold some responsibility in the normalization of spending money on a awful game to get things that you don't even know what's in the pack. And you may say, but you do know now, you do know in the store packs, it says you're guaranteed to get these promo cards and this amount of... Look, have we actually... Let me show you one thing, okay? Let me show you one thing. I'm quite confused of what you're seeing on screen. If you're someone that is not in the FIFA world
Oh, dude, I hate seeing this stuff, man.
Right now, what you see right now is a thing called store packs. Now, you may be aware of bronze, silver, gold packs. You know, what you...
That's where my mind is at. I don't even know that. I don't even know. Hand on my heart, bro. Hand on my heart. I don't even know the store packs. I don't even know what, like, this is the first time I've seen that. They have packs for 750. How much FIFA points is this? Brother, guys, I haven't, listen, I've spent on FIFA points one time in my life, one time, right? And after this one time, I got completely just chalked off, right? It was the older FIFAs too. It was like FIFA, it must have been FIFA 14 or 13, one of those games where I spent, like, I mentioned in a tweet, like in this exact same tweet, where I spent $50 on FIFA points, old FIFA. This is probably well over a decade, right? And I got nothing from like those regular packs, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna leave it there. I will never. This is the lesson that I taught myself. Like for video games in general, I'm like, I will never spend money on any video game ever again, especially for a game that is a yearly release. Like, there's no chance, right? If I've spent money on games like Fortnite and stuff, games like Call of Duty, but I don't really spend that much money on video games in general. I don't really have that habit of wanting the skins and stuff unless it is earned. I'm a very big person on earning the skin that I get in a video game. That's a big thing for me, right? That's why I'm playing Mobile Legends right now, because I want that mythic skin that they have in the game that they never did before, right? I'm playing the game now because I really want that skin, because it's an earned skin. I'm a very big person when it comes to that. Like, earning something, not buying something and then having it. Earning something is something that I'm really big on, right? So it gives me that like gaming concept, which does not exist in FIFA, because in order for you to earn in FIFA, it's based off of luck and whether or not you get your player picks to put fodder towards this and that. Like, but this is genuinely the first time I've seen these specific packs. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but is 5,000 FIFA points not like $80 or something? Because I remember specifically, I think when I put the FIFA points on my account, I think it was 4,500, and I think that was like $50. Things have changed though. It's been well over a decade, so I don't remember exactly, right? But that is a disgusting amount of money. I'm looking at the description. I'd even, this is insane. These are the packs that people have sometimes, like when I did share plays for like the SBC content, like 88 plus player pick or whatever, someone would try to like open the pack on stream, and I swear to God, like imagine like my screen was like this, and then they're doing it, and then right away I went like this. I'm like, all right, bro, thanks for the SBC pack, because there's no chance. And when I see him using the FIFA points especially, I'm like, no. That's not happening. No chance.
Packs. Now, you may be...
Anybody that watches the streams can attest to that, by the way.
...aware of bronze, silver, gold packs.
Yeah,
you know,
that's where my mind is at too.
Back in the day, store packs, where it's a loophole, basically, of EA to get around the idea of you gambling, to not know what you're going to get. And they've done it in this way, which is genius, truly genius, for many reasons. And there's so many of these packs. This is the 750k coin pack, or 5,000 FIFA point pack. You may be confused, thinking, what does that even mean? Well, 5,000 FIFA points if you're not aware, in terms of real life money, is a lot of money. Like, I think people really do not understand the value of money.
I want him to say it because I actually have no idea.
And it's really pissing me off. You may not be aware, but EA changed the entire system of how you buy points. So there's no longer...
Because he's going to say it in pounds. And if I put pounds to Canadian, like if it's like 150, that's disgusting. That's disgusting, bro.
1,000 fuel points. It's now, of course, 5,900. They've done it on purpose. Now, of course, in terms of pounds, that's £35. So if you want to open
5,900 is 59 is how much pounds? What did he say?
this now, of course, in terms of pounds, that's £35.
Okay, so it is the amount. It works the same exact way, I think. Pounds to Canadian. So it's 35. Well, it's $60, bro. $60. I'm like super close to getting a brand new game, bro. For one pack? No, man. No way, that's crazy, bro. Brother, that's crazy. There's no chance.
So if you want to open this mega pack, then you're going to spend £35 for this pack. £35 for one singular pack. Also, by the way, if you haven't noticed, it's untradeable. So in this pack, you get 20 reg.
Oh, they are untradeable. Oh my god. Bro, you don't even have a duplicate fodder and it's untradeable. Oh, this is why I don't like seeing these videos. Oh, I felt the stress right there, the right side of my neck.
Lego player items, 85 rated or higher.
Oh my god, they're not even like a value. It's untradeable.
With 3 guaranteed 89 or higher. Also 1 guaranteed birthday icon.
Oh my god, I just got such a headache from seeing that. There's no chance people did content on this, man. No, bro, there's no chance. And and people watch this stuff, man. There's no chance, right? Oh my god, I feel sick.
Now, again,
I actually feel sick.
Untradeable, no matter who you get, they are worth nothing.
Oh my god.
So to any content creator that normalizes opening these store packs,
guys, hand on the Bible, I had no idea, bro.
To the problem.
I didn't know it was that bad. That's disgusting.
I'm not even going to talk about the actual gameplay. It's because the gameplay doesn't matter. Because you guys don't play FIFA to play football. You guys
all done, Vizeh, yes.
Just don't care. You guys just want packs.
Yeah.
You guys just want the SBCs.
Yeah, mobile game, boys. That's what we used to say. We used to say that in the old Rants videos. Like, you guys don't care about gameplay. It's all about treating this game like it's a mobile game.
Just do the same thing over and over again. It's addictive. I get it. It's addictive. And that's why they get you. So when Nick puts a tweet out to try to get the community together, it goes down like a lead balloon. Because the big content creators that are with EA obviously won't get involved. And the mid guys that their livelihoods relies on making content about FIFA.
Maybe at some point, Nick and I will have a discussion about this. Because in all honesty, I'm going to tell you guys something right now before we get to the end of this video. Long story short, the only way for change to happen in this game, if you have been a person that's been around social media, content creator side of things, the only way that change will actually happen within this game is if the casual player base, the ones who do not even go on social media, on YouTube to search tutorials for a player view, these guys specifically are the ones that need to stop spending money on the game. So even if you took a bunch of content creators, right, and you told them, hey, stop creating content on the game, the casual player base is too big. I've mentioned this on my stream many times, right? That 2 games specifically, and they were saying it before I even said the 2 games, right? Because they know that I've said this many times. 2 games specifically that will always make money, even if people did not create content on them, because of the basic concept of those 2 games is Call of Duty and FIFA, right? Those 2 games specifically, they can do whatever the heck they want and they will still make money on the game, because these guys that play the game casually, they're not going to look at FIFA in I would even call it an advanced way like myself, because I think the inconsistent gameplay is very noticeable from a regular person standpoint, right? They probably call it scripting, handicap, momentum for the most part, right? But the inconsistent gameplay or the core gameplay mechanics that are garbage, they either don't care that it's like that because they like playing brainless football because it's easier for them to score goals, for them to defend stuff, right? For them to get their pack rewards, and they don't actually care about the skill element behind it. But it's the people need to understand, like, and I'll mention this on a consistent basis, it's the casual player base not spending on FIFA points that are going to make the difference. That is the key thing here, right? You have to hurt, excuse me, their profit margins for you to actually see a change in the game, for them to actually do what I hoped that they would have done for over a decade, even me going to their studios physically in 3 different occasions, for them to literally go within the net code of their game to fix inconsistent gameplay. I'll never forget bringing it up to them in their studios and me just being shot down for the first two visits of me going there. The third time that I went there was specifically to test it out, and they still couldn't give me the best version of gameplay. And what they did with that information that day on the third day made me never want to go back to the studios again. They never invited me, to be fair, but even if they did, I would never go back to try to fix that issue. I took time out of my day to fix an issue that I thoroughly believed in, and you wasted my time, right? So this type of stuff that Vizeh talks about, like, I agree with people. Let me tell you guys something right now. There's not a single soul in this entire world, in this entire community, that has gone through what I have gone through to try to fix the issues in this game. Literally going there physically on 3 different occasions. The first visit I went there was a complete waste of time, because 99% of it was talking about a mobile game that I didn't care about. No offense, right? But I had this 1% where the guy came in and then he said, hey guys, like, we want to talk about the console game, like, what do you think? And I remember to this day, FootWiz Dan and Foothead Dan, I don't think Foothead's around anymore, but Dan, these guys, they just sat there and I was just ripping into them about all the stuff that was garbage in the game and what needs to happen. I think what they did with this book, once that meeting was over, is they threw it in the garbage, right? And I was willing to deal with garbage like that on the first visit and even the second visit, to specifically go there to fix the problem, and it still hasn't been fixed because of the incompetence that the company has. Okay? Just wanted to let you know.
For being asked to no.
So if people wonder why I don't do, like, discussions with certain content creators about, like, why I don't like this game, just know that it's like PTSD for me. I don't want to, like, always be constantly negative and stuff, right? It's not good for my heart, you know? That's why on my Twitter feed, everybody's muted. Everybody is muted on my Twitter feed because of this.
Longer play the game is just not possible, and that's understandable. But there's one thing that we can absolutely all agree on, right? There's one thing we can agree on. Stop spending points in the game. Stop it. Grind all the SBCs you want if you so wish, but stop putting money in the game. And that can go to the big guys.
FIFA points.
You guys aren't contractually obliged to put money in the game, are you? I would hope if that's not the case. The idea of you guys stopping to play the game because it's a job, that I completely understand.
Yeah.
But you guys can surely stop putting thousands upon thousands of pounds in the game, right? Surely you can do that. And if you can't do that, then, well, my friend, you're not really playing the game, are you? It's not really a game you're playing. It's a casino at that stage.
It's always been like that, though. They don't care about the gameplay. They care about making the gameplay in like, you know,
rush from shiny objects on the screen. It's the same triggers you get by winning a big acca on Sky Bet. The same feeling that you get when you get someone good. Actually, no, it's not, because no one even cares anymore if you pack something good. You could pack back-to-back icons now. No one cares. Packing an icon, no one cares anymore. Imagine saying that a couple of years back. Even 3 years ago, that would sound crazy. Now you can go and pack back-to-back icons and people are like, yeah, cool. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Tell me your thoughts. I want to give my thoughts.
You're right, Vizeh. And good for you for not doing FIFA content anymore. Good for you, bro. At the end of the day, it is a job. Again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, very grateful for it. And at the end of the day, even though I hate EA with a passion, I am grateful for them to create a football game, even if they're horrible, to create this sort of life for me, because it has been life-changing 100%. And I'm grateful for this opportunity 100%. But it's like if you're my boy and you're doing something stupid, and I'm gonna rip into you for doing something stupid unless you change your ways, right? This is like really close. It's like having a close friend that you just want to do better, you know? Which is why I don't think they do any like sort of harsh punishments on your boy. I think they would definitely tell me to delete videos if I was on that Game Changer program, which was offered back probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and I just told them straight up I would never do it just because your game is horrible. When your game is good, I would actually join the EA Game Changers program. But because I told them straight up, I'm like, what I would do as an EA Game Changers and what I'm doing now is no difference, because the devs, I know that they watch the videos and I know that they will take in the information however way they want to take it, whether they hate me, whether they like me. I couldn't care less, right? Because I just want the game to be better. I want to play a football simulator that's actually good so that I could just move on in my life and just do content creation and enjoy myself. Because guys, at the end of the day, man, if I never talked poorly about this game, right, and if I streamed consistently back, especially back in FIFA 17 when my streams were doing really well, for like the viewership for that time period was really good, and what I could have done nowadays, if it was a money situation, I could have been in a much better situation now, 100%. But it's more than just a money situation for me. It is an enjoyment factor that I just do not have when I play this game. I do not have that enjoyment factor. That's why I create content where I will review people's tactics or review certain players that come out. And even this year, I've barely done transfer market reviews because it's just been too exhausting to play the game, pretty much, right? Because the best way to do the transfer market reviews would be through streaming, through game modes that are not only the elite division and only foot champs, for me to like actually just try out cards and formations and tactics and see which one's good and blah, blah, and then go from there, right? But we don't have that game. We don't have the game formatted like that. The game is completely formatted for you to stay in the menus all the time. No other game that I play does what EA does when it comes to that specific stuff, right? So, for me, I'm kind of just like in the hopes of, you know, a better change for next year, which will not happen. I'm just saying this out loud, but it will not happen, right? If we get the game next year and create content on that, it will not happen. I know it won't happen, okay? Especially since I know that they will not go into the netcode of their game to fix inconsistent gameplay. But it's more so like if other companies like Goals or UFL, more specifically UFL, because UFL has actually shown that they have licenses to create some sort of change within the footballing gaming community. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't have a problem with people spending money on the game if it's good. I have no problem with this in any other game that I play. If you like the game, you played a lot, you want to spend money on it for the skins and stuff, I'm not against it whatsoever. But for FIFA, I am thoroughly against it because I think the game is in a very, very awful state, and the stuff that they do for their FIFA points and stuff is extremely predatory, right? So that's why when we do the SBC content, it is just that 1 o'clock content to SBC content. Store packs can literally eat one. I actively avoid them during the streams. People ask me, hey, do you want to open the store pack? And I literally tell them, you shouldn't be opening it to begin with, in my opinion, because they're not worth it. And then EA is just, they don't deserve that money for the gameplay being the way that it is. If you gave me a game, can I give you guys a really good situation? Let me give you a good situation. If you gave me the best version of gameplay for FIFA 15, specifically, it was 13 and 14, no, 12, 13 and 15 were good. Everything else other than that, garbage. Even 14 was trash because of the, was it 14? Yeah, 14 was trash because of the heading. The heading was too overpowered. Maybe if they nerfed that, it would have been a good game, but no. 12, 13 and 15 were the best games, but I cannot call them the best games because they still had inconsistent gameplay, so those games are also garbage. But in a theoretical world, right? If we lived in a world where I had the best version of gameplay all the time in FIFA 15, and then my game modes consistently consisted of division rivals, where if I get to the elite, sure, I play really sweaty FIFA, but all I need is my 7 wins to call it a day, sure. I have divisions with the same matchmaking we had back in the day. I have the tournament format, the exact same format as the World Cup. It doesn't have to be the World Cup mode where I can only get World Cup players, but no, the World Cup format mode for me to just have fun with different players that might not be meta, but I want to have fun with and use an FC Porto team that, even if I fully evoed, would not be meta enough to play in this game. At this point, with all the cards that come out, you can give me 99 dribbling stats and not everything, and I know that they still wouldn't be meta because they need certain play styles and all that kind of stuff too. If you gave me all of that, then I would be like, you know what, guys, like, do whatever you want with your money, man. Like, who am I to tell you what to spend on your money? If you want to spend on FIFA points, even though it's a yearly release, be my guest. You know, they actually make a good video game. Gameplay is good. I have game modes to play. I could be here 15 hours a day and grind out 100 different squads, because that's how the game should be. Not spend 100 hours and only have one team like a large majority of people have in this game. I tell you guys all the time that if I were to ever play consistently, I would never in my entire life only have one team. It would be 10 different squads, 20 different squads, especially at this point in the game. But again, people just want the absolute full metas to get their pack rewards because they're addicted to just opening those packs. I open the red picks on some people's accounts. I think on this guy's account, we got like 17 and 3 because all I get is disconnects during this weekend nowadays because the game is for free for people. I opened the red picks, like, and I got him like one player that was 300k, another player that was 300k, and I didn't even feel like happiness. Like, even if it was for my account, I wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's where it's at. But yeah, Vizeh, good video, man. It's a good thing that you left the FIFA stuff, and I know you do like. I've seen some of your videos on like some of the other stuff, and
Neymar.
I actually like them. They're actually very, very enjoyable. Like these videos that you do, these constant videos where you talk about real life clubs and stuff, man. Like, good for you. I'm happy to see that your channel is doing really well for this sort of content, man. Like, you definitely deserve it, because the way that you portray yourself in these videos is awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.